Project Pride SRQ thanks the Community Foundation of Sarasota County for a grant supporting the Brunch Show.
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited about today's show. We're going to talk about some of my favorite places around Sarasota and talk with people who have been involved with them. You'll find out how you can get involved as well. We're so fortunate to not only live in one of the most beautiful areas in the country, but to have such amazing attractions and resources. We'll be talking with Jennifer Rominiecki. She's the CEO and president of Selby Garden, plus Michael Moore from Mote Laboratory. And we've got Ken Shelin, former Sarasota City Vice Mayor, to talk about a project he's heading to add a significant piece of artwork to our waterfront. Do you like to have a cocktail or a great meal? Stay tuned. Later in the show, we'll learn how to make a signature cocktail you can serve to your friends. More on that later. You'll want to stay with us. But first, I'd like to welcome Jennifer Rominiecki. As I mentioned, she is the president and CEO of Selby Gardens. It's an honor to have you with us today. We are so fortunate to have some of the most beautiful and engaging attractions here in Sarasota. Selby Gardens is at the top of many visitors' must-see lists, and for good reason. Jennifer, hi there. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me on today.
We're so thrilled. Now, you joined as president and CEO of Selby Gardens in 2015, and we've seen some amazing changes ever since. Can you give me a brief overview?
Sure. Well, it's hard to believe. Time flies when you're having fun. So it's been over 5 years now, and probably the biggest shift has been changing our operating model to that of the living museum, which is the idea that museums create changing experiences, programs, exhibits, and events to garner repeat visitation and broaden their audiences. And basically, I had heard people say, oh, I've been to Selby Gardens, it's beautiful, as if they didn't have a reason to come back. And so now we're on a rotating schedule of changing exhibits, and it has really transformed and grown our constituency. The other major change is our vision for the future and the master plan that we have underway right now to transform our downtown campus to be sustainable for the generations to come.
Oh, that's terrific. And earlier this year, Spanish Point became a part of your organization. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So we were approached in January about the idea of partnering with Historic Spanish Point, and basically we started talking, and they were suffering from financial challenges as far as being able to garner sustainable revenue streams. And then, of course, COVID-19 hit, which made those challenges even more exacerbated. So we made the decision to adopt Historic Spanish Point as a companion campus to our downtown location. And so together we now provide 45 acres of bayfront sanctuaries connecting people to air plants of the world, native nature, and our regional history. And it's just wonderful. We're so excited to have this additional campus to welcome the community to.
And being energy self-sufficient, I know that's a big part of what you're trying to do in the future too. What are some great details about that?
Sure. So basically, with the compromise master plan that we put forth for the downtown campus, we will become the first net positive botanical garden complex in the world, meaning we will generate more energy than we consume. And so it's a chance for not only Selby Gardens to become an international model, but actually the city of Sarasota. So we're really excited about, what can come of this new master plan and the fact that we can really be a model.
Now, Selby Gardens is named after Marie Selby. Now, who was she? I know that's probably a lot to dig into, but I've always wondered myself.
So Marie Selby was such a dynamic figure in our community, yet, was very quiet about it. So basically, she was a great outdoors woman who loved gardening, loved her dogs or her horses, boating, fishing, and, she would often be spotted around town in her riding boots and pants and, just very much a low-key, down-to-earth person. And her husband, Bill, of course, their wealth came from the oil industry, but they were very modest about it. And they built their home here on our camp, with where it stands now. And it's a very modest home, and they had originally built it to be a vacation place because they were from the Ohio area. And they loved it so much here that they moved here full time, and they never expanded on the home. So it's very modest. And recently we were able to secure local historic designation for the home and also do an exterior renovation. So what's exciting about the master plan for the downtown campus is that we are able to preserve our history and our historical treasures, and at the same time innovate a future that's greener and more sustainable for us.
Oh, that's just terrific. With so many great things to go to near the bayfront, it would be kind of neat if they were connected by water, right?
Yes, it would. And we would love that. So basically, one of the ideas we have in, adopting Historic Spanish Point is we'd love to connect both campuses by boat. Spanish Point is 10 miles south of our downtown Sarasota campus. And wouldn't it be fun to just hop on a boat and get down there and see both campuses? So, I think it would be great to have water connectivity throughout our city, and we're a big proponent of that. It'd be terrific to have water taxis where you went from Selby Gardens down to the Ring Lane over to Mote, and that sort of, dynamic water transportation, I think would be so fun. When tourists come, they really want to get on the water, and there aren't a lot of opportunities to do so. So I see boats in the future.
I love it. The sky or the water is the limit, as they say. Jennifer,
Exactly.
thanks so much for sharing this update, and we'd love to have you on again sometime in the future. Perhaps we could even take our cameras to Selby Gardens someday. That might be fun.
Oh, we would love that. Definitely. It's a date.
I love it. We're going to take a quick pause right now, and when we come back, Ken Shelin will fill us in on a public art project that has special significance to the LGBTQ community, and we'll be right back. Thanks so much, Jen. I'm super excited to be here with Michael Moore, well, at least virtually. When they told me Michael Moore, I got a little excited and thought it would be the director, Michael Moore, of such movies as Fahrenheit 9/11 and Sicko, but it isn't. It's even better than that. It's Michael Moore, who is campaign director for Oceans for All. Michael, it's so great to have you here. How are you doing today?
Very, very, very well, Matthew. Thank you for having me.
So now you're with the Mote Laboratory and Aquarium, which all of us, watching the show, and myself, of course, know the organization well. I understand you've just broken ground on a new aquarium, which is exciting news. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's been a long time coming. The organization started about 5 years ago looking for a new site to move the aquarium off the City Island campus, where I am right now, to make room for more research here at this facility. This is a great location for doing research right on the water, but it's not a great location to have an aquarium and expect people to get to, especially during the season. So leading up to the groundbreaking a couple of weeks ago, we've been laying out the look of the building, the soil testing, and so on and so forth. And we've gone all through the design phase, and we broke ground on the first. It's actually, this is a project that's going to have 2 groundbreakings, which is kind of unusual because it's going to take us about 7.5 months to drain one of the ponds, fill it in with dirt, and have basically the pad on which we'll build the aquarium. Because as you know, Nathan Benderson Park is predominantly water. So we have to bring in dirt to fill that in. But we want the aquarium to be built right on the edge of one of the ponds, so it's adjacent. It's we're on schedule. It's a timeline laid out that will take us, as I said, through next summer to do the initial phase, and then we'll be in a position where we can start building the building, hopefully July, August of next year, and that process will take about 2 years.
And so a lot of the reason, I guess, for the new location is to really get people from other parts of Florida, or across the nation to be there, especially from the Tampa Bay area and, of course, from South Florida and other areas. I guess the new location probably makes it pretty easy for them to get there and makes it more of an easier route, of course, to get there. Is that part of the thinking?
Absolutely. And as I said, the organization took a long time prior to my coming to look at what's the best location for this. And they looked up and down the coast, all the way down to Naples, and it realized that the Nathan Benderson Park is where, we've got all that growth right there between Sarasota and Manatee counties. And in terms of drive time for permanent residents, not our snowbirds, but we have 3 million residents that live within an hour's drive of the new location. So that's going to be able to accommodate, a lot of people coming in for extended hours that we'll have at the new facility.
It's all very exciting, and we'll be watching the progress, very closely. I know a lot of people are super excited about this. Before you go, could you share with me and our viewers how important it is to preserve our bayfront and waters around Sarasota?
Well, I think a lot of people make their living on the water. A lot of folks here live on the water, close to it, or like to go and enjoy it. So that's the sole purpose of Mote Marine Laboratory is dealing with the health of our oceans. And as like Dr. Crosby likes to say, the oceans are calling out to us to do something to help them because they're very sick and there's a lot of things we have to do to fix them. So this is an important facility, not just that it's a venue for people to come and see the pretty fish. We're calling it it's the Mote Science Education Aquarium because of the fact that we're going to be educating people on what's going on with our research, our scientists, the research they're doing, and the health of our oceans. So hopefully we can educate the public on what needs to be done to make them make them healthy again. So that's something that's very important to Mote. It ties to our mission. The aquarium was not part of the original building out here when Bill Mote moved the aquarium up to this location. He wanted to showcase back in 1980. He wanted to showcase for the public what the researchers were doing, and he did that through the operations that we have here.
That's terrific. We can't wait. We love the Mote here, and we're super thrilled about all the great things that are coming our way very soon. Michael, thank you for being here with us. We all raise a glass, a mimosa to you at the Mote, and we thank you for being here with us today. We could do a whole show on Ken Shelin and everything he's done for Sarasota. Not only as vice mayor, but a city commissioner, also chair of Equality Florida and on that board. And also, we're just finding out on the Selby Gardens Advisory Committee. So much. Ken has done so much for this community, and we're so excited to have him here today. I have some fun questions for you, and I know we've seen each other before, but never quite like this, right? I look completely different than normal.
Yeah,
we'll do a whole other show about that. But it's very true that Sarasota continues to be a draw for LGBTQ people, both to visit and live. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a long history here of being accepting and tolerant of differences. and differences in people primarily, because, you know, it goes back to John Ringling and the circus and Charles Ringling back into the 1920s when the circus first came here. And it brought a lot of creative people with it, and it brought a lot of innovative people with it, and a lot of people who were very tolerant of differences.
That's right.
So that kind of grew over a period of time, and it's become actually embedded in our politics in the city of Sarasota, because in the early in the late 1900s, I forgot the exact date, but we created an amendment to the city charter which added sexual orientation.
Wow.
And gender identity was added just about 4 or 5 years ago. So it's embedded in our government. We believe in it, and we want to let people know. And so that's the point of my project.
That's great. Now, we're seeing a lot of investment from private organizations in our public spaces. Why do you think that is?
Well, because it's a beautiful city. We've got wonderful weather, and we've got a beautiful setting. And the city cares about itself. You can see that our downtown is the core of this area. It's where people want to be. It's where our theaters are. It's where our retail is. It's where people are living. It's where people indulge in recreation on the bayfront. So it's where people want to be. And that's why they're attracted here.
That's right. And this isn't unique to Sarasota. I mean, there's so many cities like this, but Sarasota has sort of a natural fit for a lot of this type of stuff.
Absolutely, because it's very people-focused.
Now, we've become a diverse city as we grow, and you're involved with a project that's intended to celebrate that. It's an art installation, I believe. Tell me a little bit about it.
Exactly. Well, you know, having been on the city commission and being involved in local politics, I've always been happy with the public art collection that we've had here and the fact that it's growing. But one of the things that I noticed was that there was no visual indication of our interest in being tolerant and embracing differences. So I thought we really needed something that would tell visitors especially, but also remind residents of what we really stand for, what diversity means to us in terms of people. So I thought we needed a piece of public art on the bayfront in a very visible place, right in the most visible from the water and also from downtown as possible, so that people would take away that message. And it would draw people to it as well, so that they would think about what it meant and care about what it meant and encourage more of it in the city.
Well, it's an exciting project. Now, who is funding this?
It's actually privately funded.
I love it.
We're raising the money ourselves, and we're hoping to raise about $500,000 in order to do it. And we will gift this piece of public art to the city, and it will be theirs permanently.
That's amazing. When's the completion date?
Well, we are early in the process, actually. Right now, we have already interviewed a series of artists. We've had 55 artists from all over the world, from Poland, from South Africa, from Spain, from Scotland, from Canada, as well as the U.S., who have expressed an interest in our project. And we've narrowed that down to 5 people. And we're bringing them to the city in January for interviews. We'll give them a chance to see the location. We're also going to have them meet people from various communities, ethnic communities in the area, so that they get a sense of what the city really means to the people who are here. And so we're hoping at that point we can initiate our fundraising campaign once we have some artists and a finalist especially, so that people will have a sense of what they're going to get from this project if they make a contribution to it. And the installation date hopefully will be in July of about 2022. It takes some time, one, to find the artist, to raise the money, and to construct the art itself, because it's going to be a major piece of public art, and then to install it.
Ken, that all sounds great. Now, as a longtime resident of Sarasota, what's it like to see the city grow and change so much and become sort of the place it is today?
Well, my husband and I have been here for 30 years, and it's just amazing. The city grows, but it gets better.
Right.
you know, people complain about development, but actually Sarasota has gotten better over the last 30 years. There's more shopping, there's more recreation, there's more theater, there's more visual arts available to the public. We've got a brand new museum that just opened, a huge museum that's part of the Ringling College. It's just amazing what's here. So it's attracting a wonderful group of people. And you know, we have a very large LGBT retired population here. It's beginning to get a little younger, hopefully. I think it is. But they're well integrated into the community and supportive of the arts. And so it's very exciting to live here because there's always something going on and always something to do.
Ken, they have to have you on payroll at the city of Sarasota. They must do this. You're perfect. Thank you so much for being here today. The brunch show is always fun. Maybe next time we'll have a round of mimosas. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm always bringing up drinks for this show. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have to write an email to somebody, but it's a lot of fun. That was Ken Shelin, and we had a great time chatting today, so we'll be back right after this. Our intrepid field host, Brian Kraft, is standing by with another fabulous bartender and some drink ideas you can make at home.
Thanks, Matthew. And you might be able to guess where I am right now. I'm standing in front of a longtime favorite of Sarasota residents, right here in North Sarasota. Yes, it is the Bahi Hut. We get a chance to go inside and look at some of the recent renovations and make a signature cocktail. With me now is Scott Spear at the Bahi Hut. Scott, tell us, what is your title here?
I am the curator of Tiki.
The curator of Tiki, what does that mean?
Well, when they bought the Tiki bar, the owners had no idea of what Tiki was. So they needed someone that knew what the different styles were and how to keep it authentic, and that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so there is a method to this tiki. That's why it's called tiki. So I understand that you are like the longest employee here. Is that correct?
That is correct. I am one of the two people that came here from the previous owner, and I started with the previous restoration and continued helping with the current restoration we're just finishing up on now.
So tell us about this restoration, because I'm a Sarasota native and I've been here a couple of times, and I actually recently came last month and I did notice a few things. It was dark, but tell us more about what it is that we will see when we come.
Well, previously we restored it up to a level that it was respectable again, but the infrastructure was 65 years old. So the new owners took advantage of the COVID closures.
Yes.
And we completely ripped out the bathrooms, the bar, all the infrastructure was ripped down and entirely new.
And so I did see the bar and the bathroom, and we have, is this new out here, this patio?
The patio is a very important addition, and in our current COVID situation, it allows for a bigger gathering than what we are currently experiencing inside the bar.
And I know one of the things that draw people here is the signature drink. Yes?
We have a couple drinks that could be considered signature drink. The drink that everybody thinks about when they talk about the Bahi Hut is the Mai Tai.
It's the Mai Tai, of course.
It is a very strong drink, and it is unchanged since 1954.
Wow.
And it is a secret recipe, so I can't tell you too much about that.
All right.
But we have another drink that we are very proud of the Bahi Loja, and it is our take on the Carib Welcome, which was the drink that later evolved into the Pina Colada. We use premium Siesta Key rum. Siesta Key is manufactured about 1 mile directly due east of us, and it is a very popular drink.
We are back with Jordan, who was telling us about the Baja Loja. So these are the ingredients for that.
Yes.
And some of them I see are local.
Yes.
Do you use all local ingredients for this drink?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So what are they?
So we have our Siesta Key spiced rum. We have our Siesta Key toasted coconut rum. We also do have a Coco Lopez, a coconut water, and then we have Nelly and Joe's key lime juice. And we also do have our homemade grenadine as well.
Homemade grenadine. Yes. I've never seen that in my life.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and make this drink.
Okie dokie.
What do we start with?
So I start with the liquors, and then we base it into this. We also do have this with it as well. It's just like a little splash of that.
An apricot
Yes.
flavor. Yes. I'm excited. I've never had this drink before.
It's really good. This is
Is
my
it
favorite
new?
drink. No, it's not actually.
Huh.
It's actually one of my
because
favorite
you guys
drinks.
Oh,
are known for the Mai Tai.
Yes.
And I've had the Sneaky Tiki, which I won't ever drink again because it's definitely sneaky.
It's sneaky.
People, okay?
It definitely is sneaky.
And I don't like surprises. But this should be fun. Apricot flavored brandy. I don't usually drink before 12, but it's 5 o'clock
There's always
somewhere.
exceptions.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, smash of brandy. And some coconut water. Yeah. And lime juice. I like
You
a
can't
little...
actually taste the lime juice in it though either.
No?
It's mainly coconut flavor.
Homemade grenadine. All the liquors. And a little cream. Ooh, that looks pretty. Cream of coconut. And I'm not a coconut person, but that looks good.
I'm really not a coconut person, but when I tasted this drink, it was spot on.
Nice. What's your favorite?
Mine
drink?
actually is the Bahi Loja.
Yeah?
So.
Ice, bikini, that's a nice cool drink. Yes. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Yeah. Woo! Look at that. Ooh. Nice and creamy drink. What is this?
It's Roncarina 151. It just goes a little floater on top.
Oh my Lord. As if we didn't have enough alcohol, let's just float a little bit more on top. The garnishes, of course. Pineapple and orange. That's not aloe, is it?
No, it's a pineapple frond.
A pineapple frond. You learn something new every day. The cherry. And
there you go.
Aha. The Bahi Aloha. Don't you wish you were here? I know you do.
That looks great. Well, that does it for this edition of The Brunch Show. We hope you can come back next month for more special guests and surprises. If you have comments or suggestions, keep them to yourself. No, I'm kidding. You can write to us at thebrunchshowsrq@gmail.com.